Oh, Chris, it's that time of year again.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's so nice this time of year, mid-December.
Warm, cozy inside.
Mm-hmm.
Time for hot cocoa and community, and
it's that time of year where everybody gets together and they're joining in, and it's
yes,
just so
you're right.
so inviting.
It is very inviting.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know why that is?
Yeah, I know why. I do.
I know why too. And I think, listener, after you hear this episode, you'll understand it, because it's time to pay your dues. It's the Riveted
with Chris and Gina.
We haven't paid ours yet, have we, Gina?
We have not, but we will.
We'll get right on that, because I think we're going to get fussed at if our guest finds that out.
Yeah, shh, don't tell them.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. So first off, we'd like to share that this special episode is sponsored by our good friends from No Locks. So listener, how's your Airstream door doing? Is it hard to close? Do you have to slam it? Are your hinges loose? Maybe hard to open, or if you've been locked out in the past, maybe locked in. If any of those things have happened, you need to get an No Locks door service.
And No Locks is easy to find because they're always on the move. They are full-time RVers that put their schedule up on their website, nolocks.shop. That's NOLOX.SHOP. And if you go to their schedule, you can set a time to book with them all across the country, wherever they are.
Yeah, to get your door worked on, get some mods, get some cool upgrades to your Airstream. That's what we did. We looked on their website, saw that they were going to be at the Top of Georgia Airstream Park. I guess it was the spring this year. And that's where we met them for the first time, Kevin and Deborah, awesome people. And so we had our door worked on, striker bolt replaced, hinges tightened. Kevin did all the good stuff. And we also added one of their step braces, because our steps had actually come loose a couple times. So, it's got better support there. And then we got pain pins all the way around. And
at least you didn't say you had a pane with you.
No, we got there also. If you've struggled with your windows sticking, that's
who hasn't? I mean, really
hard to open from the inside. They have these amazing pain pins, top quality stainless steel that help to open your windows. But here's what's cool, and what Gina and I have really come to enjoy is what, Gina?
It's these really special decorative pain pins that we have. I mean, who else has purple pain pins?
Nobody.
That's right, we do. And we chose purple because we have these really nice deep purple covers that we put on our couch in the wintertime. And we chose the purple to match that.
Yeah, the purple pain pins just give a pop of color that matches.
Yes.
It looks awesome in here.
It does look awesome. I like it. And you know what? They've got other colors too, not just purple. You can do silver, black, orange, I don't know what all, green.
Lots of different ones.
Red. I mean, you could change it with the seasons if you wanted to.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Some people do that.
But they really look good in the frame. It's a nice top quality piece, and it looks awesome. So anyway, just check out nolocks.shop. They're Kevin and Deborah are awesome. They got great, thoughtful modifications
and solutions.
Yeah,
that's right.
No Locks.
That's right. I like it. Yeah,
check them out today.
Don't wait. nolocks.shop. And thank you to No Locks and Kevin and Deborah for your sponsorship.
That's right. So listener, today our guest leads the organization that makes our awesome Airstream community thrive and stay connected. They do it by supporting thousands of members all around the world.
You know what? We are celebrating as a club 70 years this year, Chris. And I don't think that you and I have taken the time to talk about it on our podcast yet. So this is going to be a real treat.
It is. We're just super stoked to have her on our podcast. And, the more I think about it, just sitting here, I really think that if it wasn't for her, the Airstream Club would just come to a screeching halt.
Yes, if it wasn't for this person none of us would know what to do.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know which way to go. We wouldn't know if we were going up or down or east or west.
We'd just be going round and round in circles.
We would. We'd be completely lost.
Listener, you have
you're in for a treat.
The privilege today to get to know, if you don't already, the wonderful executive director of Airstream Club International, Miss Lori Tilton. We are so very honored to have her on our podcast.
Yes.
Lori, welcome to the Riveted with Chris and Gina.
Well, thanks for having me. And I have to tell you, you have me blushing right now.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
We try hard with our introductions to cause people to blush because with this being an audio podcast, nobody can see it. So it's,
I know. That was awesome. Well, thank you. I am so flattered. Absolutely flattered with that introduction. Wow.
Yeah, well,
all right. Let's do this.
We are glad you're here, and was just so exciting for us to.
I mean, we only had to twist her arm and tie her down and beat on her a little bit and all this before we could get her on here, right?
Yeah, and lots of paperwork and red tape.
Yes. That. We had to talk to her agent. We had all that going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen to you guys. You guys are funny.
Well, we're thank you for giving us a little bit of time of your busy schedule to chat and talk about Airstream Club and the community and just the whole amazing part that comes along with your Airstream ownership that a lot of times people aren't aware of until after the fact.
Right, because a lot of people, once they think buying the Airstream, like that's the end all. Like once you get the Airstream, you're there. They don't understand there's this whole club and community out there, and Lori's the person who keeps that running, right?
She does.
She sure is. Yes.
Lori, tell us a little bit about that. Like, tell us what's your day to day like? I mean, just give us like a typical Tuesday. What's a typical?
Oh, I'm
Tuesday
glad you picked Tuesday and not Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mondays are normally chaotic, but I appreciate those kind words from you guys. And our goal here at we're lovingly called HQ headquarters. It's me along with 5 other staff members that try to keep the wheels on the ground and rolling forward, as we say, right? You always say to your friends, hope to see you down the road.
Right.
And so that's our goal here. And so a typical day is just assisting our members. And I feel like we, of course, time of years make a big difference and things like that. But I feel like we have the small part of helping people achieve those dreams in the Airstream community. So they buy their rig, they're super excited, and then we get in the mix one way or another, right? Hopefully it's from the dealer telling them about it. If not, they're at a campground and somebody that's already in the club is stalking them basically to figure out who they are and where they're from.
Yes.
I've heard that story many of times. But the great thing about that is then they're exposed, as you guys were saying, to this community. Most people don't understand. And I know it's hard for us. Sometimes I got to step back and say, oh, I've been in this 11 years. And even before that, growing up in Central Ohio, I knew of Airstreams, right? I mean, I was 45 minutes down the road. But it's just this whole thing. And it's like, how did you not know about us? But once they learn about us, it's amazing. And the friendships I've seen curated over the years and the people meeting people, it's just so, I know for me and my team here, it's fulfilling, right? To see people and that experiences and to squirrel a bit. And I do that quite a bit. So I hope you all can run with me.
Oh, we like squirreling.
That's a typical Tuesday.
We're familiar with that term.
Oh yeah. We like squirreling. That's fun.
To me, that's a typical Tuesday is a lot of squirreling. But there's nothing more rewarding. And like last year, I was at the Tampa RV show. I was so honored to be invited again. I was invited 3 years in a row by Airstream Inc. and Blue Compass down there. And I finally was able to make it. And there's nothing more exciting for me to see people from the club like see each other from a distance and you hear that gasp, like, oh, look who's here, right? And they go running up to each other and they hug each other and they're like, oh yeah, we met at this rally, blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen you. So this community is just so amazing that this beautiful RV, this Airstream that we all know and love has this whole other side and brings people together. And I think that is what is just so absolutely amazing about this club.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
You're right.
100%.
And And I can only imagine that because of that good feeling you just described and all the great things, that it just makes your job awesome.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we always say, and this is life in general, 95% of our members are absolutely amazing people. We have the little 5%, a little grumpy, but we manage them. Yes. We try to help them out to find the sunshine out there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it is amazing. And I know for me, and I think I can speak on behalf of the rest of the team and probably some of our members, it's amazing the members that we meet and their backgrounds and the different things they come from. So there's two amazing things. One, although they may be across the country, we are so much similar than different, just little things in life and the everyday things in life. But then hearing some of their life stories and how they got into the Airstream world and then, what they've done professionally, it's just amazing. And I love that. I love learning, I remember Judy Bechtel, which she's from California. She's been in the club forever. And I'm sitting in Tennessee. We're prepping for the 2021 International. At the time, she was International Secretary. And she made some comment about a washerama. And I'm like, what is she talking about? What's a washerama or something like that? And she's like, well, that's a laundromat. And I'm like, no, you're pulling my leg. And back God, I Googled it. And I'm like, what? Like, I'd never heard that term, right? But those are just the crazy things, right? As we meet new members and learning these different things that I think is just fantastic.
Well, we,
absolutely.
You mentioned there about, learning people's story, learning about their experiences and kind of their backstory, that sort of thing. That is one of the main focuses of our podcast, is to have Airstreamers come on, chat with us like we're doing now about how their life has been enhanced by adding an Airstream to it. And a lot of times that conversation talks a lot more about the enhancement of their life due to the community than even the trailer. And of course it's one and the same,
absolutely,
as far as how that all goes down. But it's super fun to talk to those folks and just learn about how being an Airstreamer has changed their life.
Well, we've talked about this
absolutely
many times before about how you buy the Airstream, you inherit the community. But I think it's just it's the iconic brand of the Airstream that even if they're not Airstreamers and you pull into a campground and they see you pull in with the rig and they see the big red numbers or whatever, they're drawn to come over and talk to you and get to know all about, Airstream. And then what's the first thing they say about, what's the numbers about? And then everybody starts talking about the club and they're like, what? I had no idea. And it just opens up a whole new perspective and a whole new world for them.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
The BRN is almost like a tractor beam or something.
It could be like the magnet that the Airstream never has.
Oh, that's good.
I call it the badge of honor.
The badge
I like that too.
I like calling it the badge of honor.
Very nice.
So what we see here, what we heard, and again, I've been here 11 years. Actually, my anniversary was last week. 11 years being here, and some of the newer owners are kind of reluctant to put those big red numbers on. Right? I get it. They just spent a lot of money on this beautiful RV. They're worried about, the ghosting of the numbers and all this, the adhesive, and sure, that makes sense. But what's funny is that initially they're reluctant, but they get to an event and they have the absolute marvelous time. They meet all kinds of people they love. And then, by gosh, they're putting those numbers on. Pictures are being taken when those numbers are going on. And they're so excited about putting the numbers on.
Right.
So to me, it is like a badge of honor. All of a sudden, they're like, wait, I want to be known that I'm in this club. And that's at least my interpretation of it, right? Of what people go through when they're learning about the big red numbers.
Sure.
Well, I'm going to admit something right here in this moment, and it's not just for this podcast recording, and Gina has not even heard me say it out loud yet.
Uh-oh.
But
wait, do I need to sit down for this?
You're already sitting down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you can take notes if you want.
Okay.
So we have owned our Airstream for over 8 years. We're in our 9th year now. We just attended, however, our first international rally in York and had an absolutely amazing time. I mean, we've been to a lot of Airstream rallies. We've just never been to an international. But there's something inside of me that that, and we don't have our BRN on our trailer for all the reasons you just said. But I think my mindset has shifted. I think I want to put them on.
What?
I do.
Really?
I think that I do.
Wow.
We're sitting here right now at the top of Georgia Airstream Park. We're up at the top of the hill looking down the hill, down the road, and I'm seeing all these Airstreams that have got the BRNs on them. It makes it feel official in a way, or like it makes you feel more connected to the club in a way. I mean, all of those scenarios.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm feeling right now, Gina.
Well, okay. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I want to add to this a little bit.
Do you see how she just blew past that? For
no,
some reason?
I don't. I'm kind of. Well, I mean, it took me 8 years to talk him into letting me redo the inside. Well, 7 years to redo the inside of it.
Yeah.
And now it's taken almost 2 more years to get him to want the numbers on. I'm just flabbergasted. I'm speechless, honey. I'm speechless.
You're never speechless.
Which never happens. Okay.
Yay!
Yeah. But here is something I want to say about it, because we're talking about the big red numbers, but what we're not talking about is the really nice emblem or sticker that you put on for the Airstream Club in general.
Yeah.
That goes on. And then you have your stars. And I think the stars are pretty phenomenal.
They are awesome. Yeah.
Yes. We've seen people with what was the max stars we saw?
Well, seven was the most we've ever seen, but I'm sure there's probably more than that.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure down here where we are, there's some Airstreams down the hill here from where we are sitting right now that probably have that many or more on it. Yes, but that whenever you said badge of honor and stuff like that, Lori, that's what I thought of. I thought, okay, yes, we're talking about the numbers, but the stars are what, I think, wow, people have been with the club 5, 10, 15, 20, that's 45, 50 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So for your listeners, if they don't know the star system, so for every 5 years you're in the club, you get a star. And again, like you were saying, it's amazing. And I will tell you, in 2016, I was in Lewisburg, West Virginia at the rally. A member, John Fuller, and unfortunately he's passed now. But in 2016, Mr. Fuller had 11 stars on his rig. 11.
That's awesome.
And at the time, I guess I can say, he'd been in the club longer than I've been alive. And so what does that tell you? What does that tell you about the club and the community?
Yes.
It tells you.
Right? I mean, again, we're 70 years old this year.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So what does that say?
It's so many things. It tells you so many things.
Yes.
I mean, and they're all good. I mean, I don't know of anything that something like that could tell somebody that would not be good.
Well, I don't know how it would be a negative part of someone's life. I think that it could only be positive because of what comes along with that.
Yeah. I mean, unless you fall off the ladder putting up that 11th star or something.
Oh, come on now.
But I mean,
you have somebody else put it up there for you.
You break a hip falling off the ladder. That wouldn't be good.
Could you guys agree with me to say, since you guys have been around the club, I know it's your first international, and I hope it's not your last.
Never.
Got to put that plug in there. But I think the thing is, as people get involved in the club, there is something for everybody in this club. Every local club, interclub, there's so many different interests within this club. There's got to be something here for everybody, and I really feel that way. When I started in the club back in 2014, we had about 5,600 memberships. And as of today, we're at 10,299.
Whoa.
Wow.
We just passed a 27-year, which was 1998. We had 10,229 memberships. So to me, again, something's right in this club to have. In today's world, people just keep coming. And actually, my team was saying the other day, I mean, we had 30 people join over the weekend. They're like, we don't know where these people keep coming from, but they're showing up. And I'm like, well, let's get them signed up. Let's get them in here so they understand about the community.
Right.
And just how wonderful it is.
That's exciting to hear.
Well, okay. So you made the comment that you guys were like, where are these people coming from? I might have a suggestion there. So when we've talked to people at campgrounds and all over the country, And we kind of have heard this same pattern happening. And that is they get their Airstream and they join their local club. Like they hear about the local club and they join it. And it amazed us at how many people didn't understand about the ACI, the international club, and all the levels, like the regions and everything. Like they didn't even have a clue. They thought, oh, you just find one close to home and that's it. But that's not it. And then we have the intra clubs too. So do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and you're right. And I always jokingly with a big smile say we're complicated. We are. But it's the structure, right? I mean, we're a 501c7, and it's a structured parliamentary procedure we have to have, blah, 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 right? The back end, the corporation side, the business side. But on the fun side, the social side, the camping side, we have 100 plus local clubs. And when we say local clubs, those are geographically based, right? And then you talk about our inter-clubs. And our inter-club portion of the club is growing. So the inter-clubs are more interest-based. And so those people from all over the country will join into our inter-clubs. Again, we got the VAC, which is the vintage. We have the amateur radio club. We have, which is amateur radios. We have Grapes and Greens, which is a club that focuses on, spirits and wines and things of that nature. That's their thing. We have Future Streamers, which is more family-based. Boondockers, Stella Sisters, indie streamers. So we have, I think, about 12 now. Pride Streamers, streaming musicians, which is music band based, and then the most recent one was fly fishing. And so it's another. I look at the community in that Airstream as a vessel for you to meet people that have similar interests. I mean, the fly fishing club just started June, May, and they already have several hundred that are joining.
Wow.
Because it's a common interest, right? They love their fly fishing, and those that want to learn how to. Hobby. I love fishing. I'm not a fly fisherman, but I would love to learn how to fly fish, right? I mean, and that's the thing. So you see these people joining. They may be old hats of fly fishing, but then they may be new to it and they want to learn. So again, what a great way to build a community of people that want to have similar interest and enjoy these kind of things.
Absolutely. Every one of those intra clubs that you just listed, I volunteered to be on the parking crew at International, and they had a lot of those intra clubs parked together, and you were able to see those groups fill in. And what was cool about that is a lot of those people may not have known each other. They joined the intra club from all different parts of the country, but they may not have known each other until they got to the rally, and then they were parked together based on their intra club's interest. And you can't help but think that they definitely left with more friends than they came
absolutely.
with because of
they
that.
had a bond there.
And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of having intra-club parking at International. So, we can't accommodate every single group in our club, right? Because that just logistically, it would be awful. But Chris, you had some experience with the parking. And so that's the whole point of the intra-club, since they are national, to try to get them to park together. So when they walk out of their Airstream in the morning having their cup of coffee, they can meet somebody and be like, oh yeah, dude, we've been emailing, or it's great to put a face with that email.
Right.
And so hopefully that, just to curate that relationship and to let it continue to grow. I mean, that's the whole point of that. And it's pretty neat, right, to watch that evolve with these different groups.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. It is.
And all of those intra clubs are part of the overall large ACI, and that all of the 100 plus local clubs are part of the large ACI. Should take someone that joins the club and goes to their first local rally where they live, and they see 15 to 20 Airstreams in a local campground enjoying a weekend together. If they leave that weekend thinking that that's all the club is, hopefully if they hear this podcast episode and just fully understand that there's so much more to the ACI than that local club level, participating and enjoying the local club rallies and meeting friends locally and so forth is amazing. But just know that there is so much more to the ACI than your local club rally.
I was just going to say you hit the nail on the head. So one of the things I do, so I'm gonna back up a little bit again. Squirrel, everybody's got to follow my crazy squirrel. So over the last probably 5-6 years, we have really focused on what we call club benefits. So those are they could be member discounts, they could be product savings, they could just have access to different things, right? To help people enjoy the lifestyle, right? But part of that is whenever I'm talking to a potential vendor or a partner, I say, I need you to go to my international. I want you to go to international because that will give you, to me, the full scope of this club. Don't just, I mean, I have nothing against the local rallies, right? And the small rallies. But if you go to international and if you're in a golf cart or bicycle and you start driving around and you see how people interact with each other, that's what this whole thing's about. So I'm always encouraging anybody who wants to, partner with us. Please come to a rally because you'll see the whole thing. You'll see coast to coast everybody that's in this club.
Yeah, you're right, and
we can back that up because this was our first international rally, and we've been to tons of local club events all across the country because we travel so much. We're full time. So not only do we have a home club, but then we're affiliates at other places and we go to their events as well. But we've done regional. When you go to international, it's just a bigger picture of the community as a whole. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the community as a whole from the enjoyment side of the rally and the people, everything we've talked about so far, but also taking into consideration the size of that event and the number of people that it takes within the club to help put it on.
Yes.
From a volunteer perspective, I would think that, to your point, Lori, about the vendors coming to look and see the rally and see the people, for them to also see that a huge chunk of people putting on that rally are all volunteers within the club, that would almost make somebody realize that this community is even more special. And
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was just going to throw in there the structure of international. The rally team it's 4 members, 4 volunteer members, and I can't thank them enough. And then 4 staff members, and then everybody else is volunteers as well. And it takes 300 to 400 volunteers, especially once we're on site, to pull that rally off.
Yeah.
Just because there are so many moving parts, so it's pretty amazing. And then I do as well, like you were mentioning, I appreciate, of course, everybody who contributes, but I think sometimes people miss also the work we do on the charity side, the philanthropy of donating and trying to help the community. That was part of Wally's creed, is always leave the place better than what you found it.
Yeah.
And so that's a big thing. When we show up in a community, we want to do something to make people know we've been here and leave that good footprint. So, I mean, when we were there in York, which we were helping Friends and Neighbors of Pennsylvania, it was an organization that helps those that are currently struggling with housing or whatnot. But we ended up raising over $10,700 some dollars in cash, and we donated more than $15,000 worth of supplies.
Wow.
What does that say about this community?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes, it's a very giving
I always
community.
get goosebumps over that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's giving. I mean, it's amazing.
And especially when you know that international rally moves around from different cities to different cities each year. So it's not like they only want to give to one local area. It's anywhere you are that the charities are being supported. That's great.
Well, okay, so let's take this just a step further real quick. We have been to events, Airstream events, where at the local level that we are doing donations or some kind of contributions to those communities as well. It's not just at international. Like this is at the, the club level
Everybody
as well. Yes, yes.
It's a spirit inside all aspects of the club.
Absolutely. And I've never heard, ever, one person complain about it. everyone's always,
Yeah.
glad to help out. Yes.
Yeah. Complain that there's not enough donations. Maybe.
Right. So let me ask you something, because I know that when the listener is hearing this conversation right now and they're like, okay, I hear all this, but what in a typical, like, I know we talked about a Tuesday, but let's talk about in general, like, what are the calls or the questions, or like, what does the club there? And we do have, we haven't mentioned this yet. We have on another podcast, the clubhouse being all totally remodeled and amazing. And we got to walk through it and see it and talk to you in person there here recently, a few weeks ago. But explain to the listener what the club, like what everybody does there on like a daily basis, weekly basis, and what kind of calls you feel like, what you do for us as the members.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, the team here, and so I think we got two parts here. So our day-to-day world, again, is supporting our members, supporting our local club, our regional, and our international officers. So a normal day here is us processing memberships, answering questions when people call, just to say, hey, I want to start I want to be part of the fly fishing club. How do I do that? Right. So we help walk people through those scenarios. We take, of course, registrations for International Rally. We support our National Caravan program by processing registrations and payments as well. And then, of course, we try to do a lot of communications to keep everybody up to date of what is happening. Because there is so much that's happening.
Yeah.
So, which of course includes social, emails, things of that nature, as well as then also curating articles for we do 4 published Blue Beret magazines. For those that don't know, we do have a published printed magazine that goes out 4 times a year. It's a 72-page full color magazine. And then on the off months that is not physically printed, then we have what we call it the Blue Beret blog, which is a similar format, but it's all just digital. Because we're in 2025, right? The world's going digital.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we have people, I have a lot of members stop in as well. So that is in a nutshell what we do.
Yeah.
My team's probably like, oh, I miss so much. So we also have an online store, right? People buy goodies. We pack those, send those out. I think a lot of people and your listeners would be surprised at how much time we spend on Big Red Numbers. People are very attached to numbers. So the way it goes is when you join the club, you give us some options, right, of what you would like. If it's available, easy peasy. But if it's not, then the team will work with you to find a number that suits you, that you want. And so we go from, 1,000 to 32,000. So if you can imagine, if people have issues or want certain numbers, that can be time consuming, but it's okay. That's what we're here for. And then we physically make the numbers here. So we have a vinyl cutter, and then so when somebody orders the numbers, we cut them, and then what we call mask them, so they're one piece. So when you receive them, it should be easier to put those big red numbers on. Whereas in the old, they didn't do that. They just sent you individual numbers, and you were responsible for lining all those up.
That's exactly how ours was. Ours was individual. That's interesting to hear you say that you made that change, because
I like that.
That would be a big difference, being able to get them lined up like that.
You're already thinking about putting that on there, aren't you?
And I'm so glad that you I'm so glad that you took a little extra time to be more detailed about talking about that, because I was kind of going to ask for you to do like a little geeky deep dive on how the numbers actually got made, because it's like, they just show up in the mail with
just show up.
They show up in the mail and stuff. But like, for people to know that there are literally, human beings at the club headquarters,
people making them
in Jackson Center, making them for you,
and badges, and the stars, and
badges.
It's not a print on demand company that's sending them to you or anything like that. I mean, it's real people at HQ. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're right here in Jackson Center. So when you guys were here, you visited our new building. And again, this goes back to the community. So we, for those who have not been in Jackson Center, we used to be next door. And that building next door was built in 1985. We have a little over 10 acres on that parcel. And that was actually donated by a club member back then.
Wow.
And then they donated that that piece of property. And then there's a couple acre property across the street from us that the members, again, donated to the club, but we donated that parcel to the Village of Jackson Center. So they now have a pool over there and a park and things like that. And it's actually called the Wally Byron Park. We were busting at the seams next door for space. For us, the team, I mean, we've grown. We're 7th in the making. So we knew we needed to do something. And I know since I've been here, I've Field of Dreams. You build it, they will come. And I keep saying, if we have more space for people to camp here, they're going to camp here. They're going to camp here. And so, and they will, and they have. So I'm standing in my office and I look over and I see the building next door is up for sale. And I'm like, oh, this will never happen again in my lifetime, right? The convenience of right next door. So, of course, I get on the phone, I call the president, and I tell him about it. And he's like, all right, well, see what's going on with the property, and we'll start talking to the board. So that was back in 2022. And I called the owner of the building we're sitting in, and a very nice guy, local guy. And, of course, I said, hey, I got a board of directors, so this may take some time. Can you be patient? And anyway, so we got through all that. The board sees the big vision of it, and so we ended up buying this property. Had a little snafu when we sent bids out for rehabbing it, because the building we're in was a bank, a dentist office with 4 or 5 exam rooms, and an accountant's office.
Wow.
So that's what was in here. And the quotes that came back were astronomical. Actually twice of what we paid for the actual property.
Wow.
So it was crazy. But guess what happened? We're sitting at an IBT meeting talking, and guess what? Hands came up. I can do it. I can do that. I can do that. So again, here we have a group of members that said, we can do that. We don't need to outsource it. So everything that's done in this building has been done by members. The only thing that we contracted out was the carpet. That was it.
Wow.
So Jenny Schnettler was the project manager, her with Fred Keel, Jim Koch, and John Schnettler. I mean, they lived here basically the whole summer of 24 to make this happen. But again, for a quarter of the cost, if not even a quarter, maybe an eighth of the cost of what we were quoted from outside sources. So we moved over here, and then the big dream is phase 2, which is what we're in right now. We have a brick campaign, some fundraising going on. And again, you can learn more about this on our website. But we're going to turn the current property, or the old property, into half of it's going to be a historical library for all of the stuff the club has had for the last 70 years. And then the other half of that building is going to be turned into what we're going to call a clubhouse for our members. So when they are here in town and they're staying here, they're going to have access to showers and washer and dryer and just a place to chill out while they're here. So if they have their rig down at Airstream Inc. for service, great. We currently have 6 spots that you can hook up to. You can register and get signed up for those through the Harvest Host through our courtesy parking program. And actually in August, we had so many people wanting to stay here, I had to start turning people away.
Wow.
It was blowing my mind. But of course, I was telling the board, build it, they will come.
That's right.
So our next phase of that is that we're going to be building a fire pit, a dog park, things of that nature, and just keep building out to what we're calling our campus here. And it's great. It's just amazing. And again, our members are so generous of their time and skill set to come and help make all of this happen.
Yes. Well, and when we toured it, it was just amazing to see the quality of that remodel and how it all tied together to feel and look and you just enjoyed the space because it made you feel like the
Absolutely.
club was in a better spot for growth into the next 70 years.
Oh yeah. Like the building just kept going on and on and on and on. Like
awesome.
it was great.
Right?
As we got the tour around, I was like, gosh, how much more could there possibly be?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like it just kept going. It's very, very nice.
Yeah.
Decorated very nice. It's very calming.
Yeah.
It's a great place to go visit. And Lori, I'm with you. You build it, they will come, because there is so much Airstream in the area there has to offer now. The club, the Heritage Center, when the club's museum comes up, or is completed, That'll be another draw there. You got your service center.
Well, it sounds like the 6 sites are very, very popular
already. Yeah,
she's gonna need to add camp host to her duties.
Right?
As yeah, she's the camp host of HQ. Yep.
Right.
She's gonna be doing all the reservations.
There's a lot. Yeah, and there's a lot in this area that I'm a transplant to this area. I've been here almost 20 years. I mean, Indian Lake State Park is only 10 minutes down the road. We have Ohio Caverns that are amazing to hike and go see. We have a bicycle museum. The John Glenn, we got Wright Pat Air Force Base. There's so much stuff really to do in this area that I don't think everybody realizes, right? It's one of those things. Who would think in the middle of nowhere you got all these cool things to do? But there's a ton of things to do here. And I think as people start getting here, they realize that. And again, I think we could, as we continue to work on this, I think there's a lot more things we could do for our members. We've had rallies here locally, just weekend boondocking rallies, to where we've been able to fit 38 rigs between the two properties. The back did that last year.
Yeah.
And we didn't even tap into the field yet. And again, we're in Ohio, so we didn't want to promise the field because it could have been, who knows what the field would be, right?
Sure.
Mud, or whether it'd be safe to drive on. So, so we're excited about that. Again, for your listeners that want to learn more about all of that's happening, just stay up to date on our website, and our members, we try to keep them up to date by sending emails out and letting them know what's happening.
I was thinking, to clarify the point you mentioned earlier about the number of members, we're talking about members, but when you listed that number, 10,200 and something, that's Airstream trailers, right? That's not people. That's
trailers.
Correct.
Yeah, that is trailers.
Yeah, that's an awesome distinguishing difference there, because on lots of solo travelers, but couples as well. So there's a lot more than 10,000 people. That's 10,000 trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little almost 19,000 people. So you're right, Chris. So when you hear me say memberships, that means trailers, big red numbers. And then you hear us say members, which is the physical people.
Yeah.
About 15% of our club are solo travelers.
Oh.
So I do a little equation, and so we're at just about 19,000 people.
Yeah.
Is where we are right now. It just, again, I get excited about that.
Yes, I would think so too.
Yes.
And you probably will feel excited about that until all of a sudden all of them show up to an international at the same time.
Well, the problem with that is that we're running out of places to go for international because because of the size. There's not many places in this country. And trust me, that is one of the things I spend a ton of time on, trying to network and find places. And, again, they're thinking I'm the crazy lady from Ohio saying, if you build that out, we will come.
Yes.
And if we get there, other RV crews will follow us.
Right.
They're looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah. But then I hook them up with some of the previous hosts that we've been to, right? The rallies. And they're like, I'm very proud of our reputation in the events venue world. Again, changed over the years. People, every time after we leave, they're like, well, when are you coming back? I mean, they're asking us, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? Right. Which to me, just again, is that thing about this community, that we're amazing. And they say how great we are when we show up in a community. We're polite, we're giving, we're fun, all those great descriptions of this community.
Yeah. We've heard that people have asked, when you're coming back. But here's what I heard. Here's what I heard, and I'm going to throw this out there. So, when you get too big for your britches, you have to divide and multiply. So you're going to have to start holding 2 rallies a year.
2 internationals.
One in the West and one in the East. I'm just saying.
You go make her have a flip out.
I hope none of my team is listening to you.
I told you I was going to throw it out there.
They're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
I know. Actually, we've talked about it. We've thought about that. We're trying to figure out some of places we revisit. So obviously, if we go back to the same place, it's easier than not, right? Because we know the ins and outs and we know things. So trust me, we keep talking about all of that stuff. And then we also have, a standing committee called National Events. So one of our goals, again, from International, the board, is that we want to curate and find these fun, exciting, adventurous things for our members to do. That's part of our goal.
Yes.
And so whether it's international or these pop-up, national rallies, or, we have some great urban rallies, we have caravans, we have all these things. And we just want to work on expanding all those options for our members.
So I have a question. It just popped in my head really fast whenever we were talking about this. Are there any rallies out of the U.S. in other countries?
Well, of course, we have some up in Canada. Some of our Canadian friends and Canadian groups do. And besides that, not at this time. Now, I can tell you we have our friends across the pond. We have members that are over in Europe. And actually, Jenny Schnettler, our international president, and I were at the Airstream dealers meeting with Airstream Inc. and all their dealers back in July, June, sometime this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking to the gentleman that owns the German Airstream dealership. And so we were talking again about how can we do more in Europe for members that are there and give our members here opportunities to go there. So this is something they had done decades ago, right? Kind of swapped back and forth. And so that is definitely something on our list to figure out how to do, to have those kind of different avenues. Because, again, Airstreams are popular over in Europe and Australia and other countries.
I think that would be wonderful.
So that is definitely something on our list we're looking at. Wouldn't that be neat?
That would be so much fun.
Very cool. Absolutely.
You said that there's committees and stuff, to prepare for the Airstream rallies. How does someone get involved with that if they wanted to volunteer or get on a committee?
If you go to our website and you will go under the event tab and you see where it says, like, for now, we're planning for Minot. So we'll be in Minot, North Dakota next August 2nd to the 27th. And if you go to our site, and you'll see that there's a link in there to sign up for volunteerism. And I hope you guys had a good experience volunteering. And I know one thing we always encourage our people to do, especially newer people, is that this is a great way to meet other people, right? To learn about the club and find other people. So it's very exciting for us.
We had an absolute blast.
It was so much fun.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna admit right here to you.
You're really in confession today, aren't you?
Listen, it's you got to be straight up when you're talking.
Lori,
to
what are you doing to my husband?
I don't know. I feel like he wants something, Gina. What do you want?
Yeah, you're gonna have to spit it out, baby.
It doesn't have anything to do with that. No, it's that Gina and I thought to ourselves, we're like, okay, so there's this humongous rally, and there's going to be 1,000+ rigs, huge fairgrounds, and if we go in early, we'll get a better parking spot. That's what we thought. And if we volunteer and go in even earlier, we'll get even a better parking spot. And so our 51% of our objective this first year was, and I'm just going to admit it, everybody can hear me say it,
good parking spot.
It was go in early to get a good parking spot. That was our thought pattern.
Yep.
And and then, the other 49% of us volunteering was all the volunteer, support, all that kind of stuff. But I can tell you that after doing what we did, it's
don't say too much, because then we'll be jockeying for being able to volunteer, because there'll be too many people trying to volunteer.
Well, the volunteering that we did, we had a blast. It was a lot. We definitely
we worked our butts off. That's for sure.
We got there 5 days early before the rally even started, and I did the parking, helped on parking crew every day. Gina helped with arrivals. She helped with badges, several different things. But we had a blast. All the people that we worked with were awesome. It was well worth it, and we, at least at that particular facility, we did have a great parking spot, and not great. And what I meant by great is like, we thought we would be closer to the action. That's what we thought would, you get there earlier, you're going to get parked closer to the action. The later you get there, you're going to get parked farther away. That's what we thought. Well, that's not how it works. And it couldn't have been any better.
It was wonderful. We were awesome. Parked way out in the back 40, but it was the best. We had a good time.
But getting there early now is not about getting a good parking spot. It's about getting there early to hang with people that you saw last year.
Yes.
It's almost like a pre-rally before the rally.
Yes, it is.
It's a blast.
Yeah,
an absolute blast.
I loved the whole parking thing. That was great.
Yeah, and to share with you guys, again, the structure has changed a little bit. Or I know when I first was involved, we did a lot of tours during the rally. And then probably about 4 years ago, they started really fizzling out because we've changed our programming on site. Again, member focus, whether it's, learning how to line dance or fly fish or back your rig or whatever we're doing now with our programming. But now people don't want to leave the grounds once they're on the grounds because they want to go do that step and then they want to hang out with their friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yes.
I feel like we're doing something right when people are like, oh, I don't want to, I'll tour later, right? I want to be here with our people. And I think that's pretty cool to know. And just another fun fact is that we had 47 states represented and 3 different Canadian provinces represented.
Wow.
And I think that says another thing about our club. I think that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
That was wonderful.
So which 3 states was not accounted for? Do you mind sharing, or is that like confidential?
I don't know off the top of my head. My first guess is Hawaii.
I'd say Hawaii. Yes.
I think we have,
might make sense.
We have 2 members in Hawaii. I think it is. But I don't know off the top of my head. No.
They couldn't make it to York from Hawaii. Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
What? Why couldn't they make it? I don't understand.
You know what would be funny if Pennsylvania was one of those states?
Oh, well, now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
normally
it is
normally
awesome.
those regions, wherever we are, that region has a very high attendance, obviously, right? And again, we're trying to change things around for the folks that are still working because that's changing in our club as well. A lot of people are still working.
Yep.
To make it so they can get to the rally. So that's really important to us. But
I think that
it's a great club.
You said there just a second ago, we must be doing something right, for this or for that. And the way to sum that up is that you absolutely are doing something right for the club to grow the way it is, all the improvements, the new HQ, the leadership at the executive council ranks, just everything about the ACI is healthy and growing and vibrant. And, us as 8-year Airstreamers can see that and feel that. I believe that brand new Airstreamers would see it as well too. And the folks that have been in the club for 30, 40 plus years that have seen it change and evolve over a long period of time, I could only hope that they would feel very, very passionate about the fact that the club is not withering on the vine.
Oh, no,
it's growing,
not at all.
Very healthy.
It's strong.
I would be.
They should be proud of. To me, they should be proud of themselves.
Well, yes. And that's where I was going to go with that. Is that a long-time member that's seen the club grow and change. Whether they think some of the changes are good or not good, whatever it is. If I knew that I spent half of my adult life as part of a club and then saw it withering and struggling, I would be disappointed. But to see it, be as healthy and grow like it is, it would make me feel great about knowing how it's
Lori. It's all Lori.
Yeah, it is.
It is definitely Lori.
No, it's
Lori,
not.
Yeah, it is.
It's her.
Oh, Gina, you're funny.
You know what I have discovered?
Yeah.
And I discovered this whenever we were touring the ACI headquarters and we got to see Lori's office.
Yeah.
I discovered that she uses the old manual pencil sharpener that connects to the desk. You have to
turn pencil sharpener.
Where you turn it and you and anyone who can continue to use that in this day and age, they got leadership skills. I'm telling you,
Lori's sharp.
They've got it. They got it down.
Lori is sharp.
She's sharp as a pencil.
I'll listen to you too.
Yeah.
Well,
there's nothing better than a good sharp pencil, and those old crank ones is the only way you're going to get it.
It is.
That's the only way.
That's right, because those electric ones, they chew the hell out of those pencils.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's all about the proper rotation, speed of the rotation, making sure it comes out just right, and then that pencil goes to work for you. Doing all the stuff you do. Well, I can tell you that
absolutely
that the energy in your voice, the excitement in your voice, having met you personally, and I know a ton of people know you and have been around you in the past events and so forth. But for anybody that's listening to this podcast that may not have ever met Lori in the past, or maybe just has not realized that the club is run by employees, it's not only volunteer. Lori, we're just speaking for ourselves here, but job well done.
Yes.
It's been an awesome chat with you today, and the trajectory of the club is just going nowhere but up, and we can't thank you enough for that.
Well, thank you. You're making me blush again.
Yes.
I love my job. I got to be honest with you. I absolutely love what I do. I love the people, and I love this community. And I'm thrilled that I'm part of a group of volunteers. Again, you think about our volunteers, our executive counselor, our region presidents. None of those people are paid. They do it because they love the club.
Right.
So you just think about, they do this job because they love the club.
Sure.
Right.
And to me, that just says volumes.
Yeah.
Absolute volume.
And it also shows that there's a lot of passion and emotion behind all of our members for it to work as well as it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the, just a little side aspect to what you said there about all the work that they're doing as a volunteer, it's not a job, is think about, all of the trips that they're making with their Airstream to go do things to volunteer, and the expense they're incurring personally to do that as a volunteer. It just it goes to show the love for the club,
passion and the emotion.
And I just can't help but think that a great chunk of that passion comes from the history of this brand, the uniqueness of the trailer, the longevity of the club. All of that just kind of causes this synergy, and the club is what is holding all that together.
Yes. So thank you so much for all your hard work.
Yeah.
I know that you're having fun,
part of the community.
You bet.
Absolutely.
We and that's, we've said this on other episodes of our podcast, but we just felt like after several years of being Airstream owners and not volunteering at the local club level, for being traveling full time, we wanted to do something to figure out a way to give back to the community some way. And this concept of our podcast and how we chat with other Airstreamers and talk about the positives that come from your life, in your life from owning an Airstream. We just felt like that was a way to help give back or be part of the community in a bigger way. And some of our previous episodes are, such a great statement of the ACI, and anybody that listens to them can hear that's and that comes up in conversation organically. It doesn't.
They'll just start talking about the community and everything.
We don't ask the question, hey, what do you think of the club?
We don't have to.
We don't have to. That it's part of them. So,
and we've heard stories from so many who, even those who haven't been on our podcast yet, that the Airstream has been such a powerful, what's the word I'm looking for here, Chris? Not conduit, but well, maybe just a powerful aspect to their life,
Absolutely.
Not even if they only get to go for a weekend here and there, it's brought so much to them.
Yeah, and I've heard many stories about people buying an Airstream thinking they're just buying an Airstream, and then it totally changes their plans in their life because they become part of the community, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
We want to do this now. We want to do this. We want to go here, right? And so, again, that is just something that is so exciting to me, and it makes everything we're trying to do and accomplish worth it.
Yes.
Again, I feel like we're a small part of helping people just enjoy this phase of their life, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
You made a comment about Blue Compass. And we were just at Blue Compass a week ago in Greensboro, North Carolina. And we noticed that they had a sign on one of the desks there as you come in. And actually it was a pop-up that comes all the way from the floor up. And it had the ACI logo and it talked about the club and Airstream and stuff on there. Is that something like you would have had your hands into to get a dealership like that? Okay.
Yes.
Well, it was wonderful.
So our dealer relations to me is super important, and I appreciate the dealers. They have their own businesses and things they need to accomplish, but I have a mentality of what can we do together to enhance the Airstream community. Mm-hmm. And that's how I approach dealers. And that's what we want to continue to do. We've been growing our dealer relations, and that's kind of a bucket list or a passion thing of mine, because I feel very strongly if we are able to help that new buyer get comfortable with that Airstream, they're going to stay in the Airstream. They're going to stay in the club. They're going to become a repeat customer for that dealer. Everybody knows when you buy an RV, and especially an Airstream, and you're going through your PDI and they're throwing 1,000 plus things at you on how the rig works. And if you've never towed anything, that's a whole nother beast that you have to, learn how to do, which is very nerve-wracking for those that have never towed. If we can help that part of the whole learning process where you have that buddy to call, I think that's what helps all of us. Mm-hmm. So going squirrel. Back to the dealer relations, that's why it's important for us to, in my opinion, and the passion of mine, to keep a good relationship with our dealers, so we can be that person. Yes. We can say, we have some dealers that will do newbie rallies. They'll help sponsor it. That they bring in, new buyers. They're not part of the club, but we bring in club members to help those new buyers. I mean, it's a great relationship. It's helping them, it's helping us, and it's helping the brand. So I don't know if we could do any more than that.
No, that's a great program. Well, I just know that it drew my attention rather quickly. And I can remember back when Chris and I, that's where we purchased our Airstream, and there was nothing about the club there. Like that's something we researched on our own. So it was very nice to see. So thank you for that. We appreciate that.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we're trying to do more and more.
Yes.
Because again, it's hard, when you're in something, it's hard to be like, what? You didn't know about the club?
Yeah.
Right? And so you try to take that step back to have it from somebody else's eyes.
Right. Okay. One last question and then we'll wrap up. And that is there anything out there that all of us as the Airstream community could we do for you?
Oh, that's a great question.
To me, the biggest thing is continue to be the great people that you are, and continue to talk about the club, and encourage those people that are new in the club to get to an event. Because this is a passion thing of mine, that I feel that if we can get somebody to an event, they're going to stay in the club. And then, and for our members, when you see those new people show up, go just say hi to them. It's so easy for us, and I'm as guilty as everybody else, right? You get to an event and you see your friends that you haven't seen, and you go to your friends, right? And you stay with them and you hang out with them. And so I'm very sensitive to seeing those new people walk in that are a little nervous, like, where am I at? What am I supposed to be doing?
Right.
So just keep welcoming those new members and grabbing them and taking them under your wing to say, yeah, let's go do this. Let's go do that. I think that is the one thing that I would encourage our members to do. And to me, it's just not helpful for me, but it's helpful for the health of the club and for people to really learn about everything that we have to offer as a community.
Mm-hmm. That was well said. Thank you.
No, it makes a lot of sense for sure, and should be. Well, we can't thank you enough for your time and giving us this hour out of your busy schedule. Today's a Thursday, right?
It is. Yes.
So
it is.
We know what you do on Thursday is you have nice chats with podcast people. No, I'm just kidding. No, thank you so very much. And we're honored to have you on our podcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. And we can't wait to hang out and see you again in the future real soon.
Thank you so much, Lori. You are very much appreciated for everything that you do for the community.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate you guys having me on. And again, let your listeners know if there's anything me or anybody here at the team of HQ can do for them, just give us a call and we're here to help.
Absolutely. Everybody's going to be getting numbers and stars and stuff now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep.
Right.
Thank you.
We're going to be placing an order for a new set of numbers.
Evidently.
That are all connected on one page.
Yes, there you go.
I like that idea.
Yep.
Awesome.
You do that.
All right.
We'll make it happen.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of your day,
all right,
Lori.
Guys,
thank you.
Thank you,
Have
Lori.
a great day.
You too. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And she's right. If anybody can make it happen, Chris, she sure can.
Absolutely. Listener, that was the big boss lady of the ACI on our podcast.
And it was an amazing conversation. She's so nice, and it was so much fun.
Good stuff. Yep. Hope you enjoyed it. Want to give another quick shout out and thanks to No Locks for the sponsorship of this episode.
Yes, thank you, No Locks, Kevin and Deborah.
Yes. Check us out on all the socials. Listener, we just dive in, plug in. It's going to be a long, cold winter, but going to be a fun one.
Not with us in their ear. It's not going to be long and cold.
That is true.
The weeks are going to just tick away because they're going to be waiting on the next episode.
That's exactly right. Yep. Send us a email at info@therivetedfox.com if you'd like to come on as a future guest. Can't wait to have you back on a future episode.
We'll see you down the road.
We've come a long way, and I won't say goodbye because, we never say goodbye on a caravan, but we'll be seeing you down the road.